Name is Alok, and as you all know, that I'm a high-value client acquisition coach, and today I'm again back here with a new topic to discuss, which is about the maturity. Yes, maturity is something which has not been discussed, especially in this coaching industry. So today I'm going to talk about this topic is literally maybe controversial to some extent, but yes, I want to discuss over it, and I also want you to give me your inputs and suggestion if can be utilized. So I am talking about, does coaching industry or the coaching business has something to do with the experience or the expertise of the coach, the maturity of the coach? Yes, no, maybe, could be anything. Your answer could be anything. But I have my viewpoint which I wanted to share with you today, right? For any business or anything which we do in life, we learn something and we keep on learning. Learning is a continuous process. The moment we take birth, we learn. Even inside the womb of our mothers also we learn something, and it is scientifically proven. So we learn every time, correct, since our birth, since our conception, till the time we are dead. So now when I talk about coaching business, I always say that coaching is a holistic approach towards transformation of an individual. Especially I'm talking about B2C, right? You are transforming somebody's life. How can you do that? You can do that when you have that knowledge. The knowledge is getting transferred, right? And the knowledge is what? The learnings. Now I always talk about learnings in two different aspects. One, your personal learnings, and one, the learning which takes your business to a level, correct? So let's divide this, the professional learning and second, the personal learning. Now my question to you is personal learning important and crucial, critical when you are literally coaching someone? If you're mentoring someone, how much this maturity or this experience helps you or is needed in order to transform somebody's life? Now there are opinions, people are talking about skills, people are talking about learning, and literally going beyond the conventional way of learning, which is normal schooling, normal colleging and everything. I do have a different perspective of that, but my point is, you are going to talk to somebody, you are going to help somebody, not only by one thing. You cannot do it just by learning one set of skills. Let's say somebody is willing to be a communicator, they want to become a good uh, you know uh, s- communicator, I would say. When I say communicator, it could be a public speaking, could be doing a virtual event where people are going on the stage. That is a one skill. I understand there are people who can teach that skill to take you from the fear of the stage and start helping you to become a good speaker, right? But is it that the only thing which is required for you to become a transformer in somebody's life? Let's say a child who is confident enough can definitely help you become a good speaker. But do the child has that experience? Do the child have seen the lives where there are a lot of other components which are literally influencing and affecting that particular skill as well? And there could be so many other things. Now I'm not talking about the age of individual. You can learn from anywhere in the world, I do agree to it. Even I'm open to learning from anywhere in the world. My point is, if I'm going to talk about my overall transformation, am I going to give this command to somebody who doesn't have any experience, right? Let's say, I'll give you certain examples. You go to the doctor, you try to find somebody who is experienced enough, or you see a brand who has already hired that kind of a doctor because of the competencies. So I would say expertise, competency, and maturity. You see, there are a lot of doctors who will give you multiple tests to be, done, and end of the day, they'll not be able to conclude anything because the reports would not suggest something, and that is a way of, treatment. I would say nothing wrong about it. This is what they have learned. There are doctors who will just, check your pulse, and they can find out the problem is in liver, heart, kidney, or intestine, or anywhere else. What is this? This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is called maturity, and this maturity comes through experience, and this experience comes through doing things multiple times. And if somebody is young, I'm not doubting on the capabilities of teaching one particular subject or one particular part of anything. But when it comes to the overall transformation, I think maturity is required. This is what is my view. And let's say I'll again compare it with services and products. We are talking about, see, I'm into high ticket client acquisition coach, and coaching is my industry where I'm working and helping other coaches to build their businesses. But now I'll give you better clarity by comparing it with a solid product. Let's say you might have heard about Aman Gupta, right? He is the co-founder of Boat, right? And we are using Boat products. Now he has established a system. Might be he started with procuring from China, then he is now manufacturing it in India. That is a product. He doesn't have to have the maturity in terms of telling you what to use, what not to use, but he has that maturity to build a business. He had failed multiple times and learned to build this kind of a big business. Now when as a user you are using that product, you don't need to check what his maturity is in terms of either manufacturing that component or marketing that component. He definitely is the CMO of his company, he's marketing it well. That is how you have come to know him, and you are using the products, right? Now the maturity in this particular product is about the back end things, which is the marketing part, the procurement part, the overall strategy part, right? But when it comes to coaching, all these things are not there. You don't have a hard product to sell. You only have the experience and the maturity to convert or convey your message to the audience, to your mentee. Similarly, talk about Zomato. You must be using Zomato for your ordering food. The Binter Goel, he's also a young guy, right? And he has created a system of he has created an aggregated platform where suppliers are coming and buyers are coming, and we are doing it. Now he doesn't need to have maturity in terms of telling you to buy a particular product or not to buy a particular product, right? He has created a platform. Similar happens with maybe Ritesh Agarwal, who has founded Oyo. You know that he has also created an aggregated platform where hotels are coming and the users are now coming on a platform using the services. Here we have a product. In terms of coaching, we have services, and these services are really life transforming, where you need to have that kind of a maturity to understand people. Here, in terms of products, you don't need to understand people, you just need to understand the product. You need to understand how it can be used. That's it. And the backend things, other things goes behind the scene. Here everything is in front of you, because the person whom you are going to talk is another person like you, and they have come for the betterment. They have come here for the transformation. And maybe you are an expert in one thing, you can definitely help in one thing, but coaching is not about helping that person in one thing, and that person even would not be able to utilize your learnings, your messaging, if the person has multiple other things maybe blocking. Maybe there could be some blockage in the mindset, there may be some blockage in the belief system, there may be some blockage in the way people do, there may be certain strengths and weaknesses because of which that person might not be even able to utilize whatever you are suggesting to them. So when I talk about coaching and I talk about maturity, I'm seeing people I you might laugh at me, but I'm not here to literally negate anybody or you know criticize anybody. I've seen people trying to show maturity by keeping beards. There are young guys who are keeping beards to show that they're matured. There are guys who are trying to pose as matured people. Nothing wrong in it, because they don't have, they are trying to what do you say, compensate the lack of maturity by showcasing either beards or some other stuff. I don't know what all things are there. Nothing wrong in it, but the person who is going to take that services, they need to understand, is growing beards is an what do you say, substitute of maturity? Is growing beards you know going to give you that kind of wisdom? I don't think so. So the point here is, as I said, I'm not here to criticize anybody, but the point here is, if you want to transform your lives, you need to be having a clarity, like what to learn, where to learn from. You can learn from anywhere in the world. provided you see what you want. If you're okay with just one set of expertise which you might be lagging, go there, learn from there. But if you think that those particular things are also literally connected with other aspects of life, and maturity and wisdom comes into play, you have to take a conscious decision, right? So I gave you an example of services, I also gave you an example of products, but ultimate thing is what? The transformation, your intent, your approach, your own learnings. If you don't have that knowledge, if you don't have that experience, if you don't have that maturity, you can just keep on talking and talking. That is not going to work. So what's happening here? uh, See, I'm approaching 50 and I too look young. People have complimented me for that. But I carry a lot of maturity with me because of the life I have seen, I have gone through in my personal life, in my business. My children have grown up now. There are people who have either not yet married, or their children are just, born hardly 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. How can you compensate that gap? You could be a good parent, but nurturing a child from, from infant to a adult, that is experience. Nobody can take that experience from you. But if you have not raised any child from birth till adulthood, how can you advise somebody to do that? Just by theory, just by learning some books, just by learning something from somewhere? I don't think it is going to long for last. That's my concern, and that is where people are lagging a lot. I come across a lot of questions like, I'm doing everything right, but people are not coming to me, or people are not listening to me, or people are not trusting to me. The reason is simple. Few people, I'm not saying everybody is like that, but there are people who are looking for experiences. There are people who are looking for educational fundamentals in you. There are people who are looking to for transformation of their own businesses, their own lives. That will only happen when you show the real self. Now again, I'll repeat, I've been talking about this multiple times. Once again, I'm repeating. There are people who are literally, what do you say, glorifying their incompetencies, right? They're not, coaches are not talking about their own educational qualifications, they're not talking about their own achievements inside their life, except for the money which they have made, except for the toys which they have bought. That is not all, my friends, that is not all, right? Maybe you can have a lottery and you can earn money, you can buy toys, you can buy houses, you can buy cars, but that doesn't mean that you carry that wisdom. Right? Just by having that money, that could be, maybe you are a farmer and a highway is passing by your village, right? Government gives you a compensation, you become a millionaire, you become a crorepati, and you can buy those toys without having that wisdom. Yeah. So showcasing your toys, showcasing your financial achievements, I don't think is going to go long if you want to be a real coach. Because the real coaching will come through your own experiences, your own maturity, which will happen over time. A 15-year guy cannot claim that he or she has a 25 years of experience, right? I'll give you another example. It was a meme or a joke, you can consider that. AI tools, hardly started a year back or 2 years back, when people started using it. Now there was a job vacancy where people were looking for experts in AI, a 5-year experience in AI. How it could be? Similarly, I'm saying that, so this is a meme or a joke, you can consider it. I'm saying, if somebody has just become a coach without any experience, without any maturity, how can those people transform somebody's life overall? Yes, I'm saying one aspect they might be good at. Let's say somebody is maybe good at communication, somebody might teach you some other subjects. Somebody might be good at physics, somebody might be good at chemistry, biology, somebody might good at uh, dressing sense, somebody might be good at other stuff of businesses, right, or life. But that doesn't mean they are going to transform your life, because that's just one part of it. And I'll give you another example. There are surgeries done inside the hospital. There is one main surgeon, but he carries along with him four other people, maybe a dietitian, maybe an anesthetician, maybe some other people. I'm not of that field, but I have heard about it, that there is a group of people conducting the surgery, because nobody is competent enough single handed. So here also, even after having that kind of an experience, people are working in groups, and you say that you are capable of transforming somebody's life just by having one experience, just by making some money out of doing something which might have clicked. Yeah. So now the message which I want to tell you is, it's all about your decision, right? You are the best judge of whatever you are doing. Perfectly fine. But before taking a decision, understand and feel that the need of the hour is a holistic approach towards growth. And that holistic approach towards growth will come through slowly and gradually gaining wisdom by doing, by failing, by succeeding, by learning, by implementing, by transforming ourselves. And then that becomes your experience, or that becomes your maturity. So if you are looking for somebody matured enough to transform your life, do your research well. Don't just go by the gray hair. Even I have gray hairs, but I'm almost approaching 50, and I have 24 plus years of experience working with corporates, multinational companies, and my own entrepreneurship journey for the last 14 years. There are people who even doesn't know how a company is built. The people doesn't know how the systems work, right? Yes, again I'm saying learning definitely will happen, but that will take some time. You cannot become a champion in the very first day of your business or very first day of your life. You have to spend some time understanding, learning, failing, again succeeding, and that is how this business also grows. So if you are somebody looking for this kind of a transformation, I would recommend you to do a research on the mentor whom you're going to work with. Don't just go with the shiny object syndrome of only the money, which people are talking about. Everybody is talking about becoming a 1 crore champion. Yes, I also want you to become a 1 crore champion. But to become a 1 crore champion, you need to understand how you need to start with first becoming a 1 lakh champion, then becoming a 5 lakh champion, then becoming a 10 lakh champion, and so on and so forth. You cannot become a 1 crore champion on the very first day. There is a sequence, there is a flow of work. Slowly and steadily, you grow in a business. Otherwise, you'll have to either do something illegal which might fetch you overnight money, overnight success, right? So coaching is not about overnight success or overnight failure. It is a process. A business is always a process. It takes time. And when we are talking about services, yes, these services are primarily uh, your expertise, your capabilities, which you are going to literally transform or literally going to convey to your mentees so that they also grow in their lives. So have some patience, have some time, keep doing, keep getting matured, keep growing your beards, that's okay. But learn and try to learn multiple aspects of life and business, which definitely will happen over time, and then claim whatever you are claiming. Just by talks, it is not going to help you. So this is not a warning video, this is a discussion video which I wanted to do, because I see a lot of people claiming multiple other things. I don't have any authority to say yes or no to that, but I can definitely spread awareness in terms of you taking a right decision for your own. You are the best judge. See whom you resonate with, see who has that kind of a wisdom and maturity. Don't just be lured by seeing the numbers like crores and millions, and you know that is what my message is. So thank you so much. I look forward to your comments, feedback on this particular subject, and I'll do come again with a new subject which gives me immense pleasure to share with you. And before that, I'll wishing you all a very happy Diwali. Thank you so much. Looking forward to your comments and feedback. Bye bye.